Well, Sony has decided that they want to lose more money than Marvel with their upcoming movie, Madam Web. I really don't get this let's make Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man strategy that they're doing, but they are moving full speed ahead with these things. I expect Madam Web to make as much money as Morbius. None of these movies have been good, except I think the first Venom movie is pretty okay. It's okay. I like that movie, actually. Nothing like how Venom actually is, but it's fine. Morbius, I have to confess, I've never watched it. I heard it was so bad. I never watched it. And now we have Madam Web. Don't forget we have Craven, too, which I expect to be a gigantic piece of shit. That movie is basically just about a dude, and they named him Craven because he's nothing like Craven from the comics. But whatever. I expect that movie to flop as well. And by the way, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Why are you wasting the R rating on that movie? If you were ever going to make a movie R-rated, it should have been Venom 2. The one with Carnage in it, but whatever. I'm not a Hollywood executive. What do I know? So, Madam Web got a nice little trailer. I believe this is kind of like their little preview poster. This dropped yesterday. I was not expecting a trailer today, but they gave us one. And she's trending right now. We'll come back and look at some of the comments on that. So this is another movie like Venom. And I say that because this doesn't seem anything like Madam Web. But then again, they're going with the Julia Carpenter version. So who knows? I just think that they're making a huge mistake with this. Like, it's just something that nobody wants. And this is interesting because they're trying. So the interesting thing about this movie is they're trying to pull in Spider-Verse elements. So I don't want to, I'm pretty sure they'll copyright it, but I'll show some of the trailer here. So it starts out showing Julia Carpenter, who is like a paramedic, and then she can start to see the future. And of course, we get introduced to her girlfriends, who all get spider powers in this movie. I don't know what's going on there. They're fighting Ezekiel, who's in like a Spider-Man ripoff costume. You can kind of see it there. So Ezekiel is from more modern comics, at least what I remember him from. He showed up. He's kind of like a spider totem thing. This is where Moreland first got introduced, and then I believe he comes back when they introduce Silk. So this is why I'm talking about they're trying to introduce Spider-Verse elements into this, because, and I could not be 100% on some of this, because some of that spider totem stuff, especially from the JMS run, is kind of out there. And then they brought a lot of it back for the Spider-Verse run that Dan Slott did. But Moreland is, well, at least kind of connected to Ezekiel. Moreland showed up around the time he did, and that's the guy. He's an inheritor. He feeds off of spider people, basically. They call them like spider totems. It's as bad as it sounds. This isn't my favorite shit in the Spider-Man mythos, but like, are they going to have Moreland in here? Is that who they're going to bring in? And are they going to connect that to the Spider-Verse movies? What's going on here with that? So is that the plan, to have your own Sony Spider-Verse? I don't know. All I know is this looks like cringe. I don't think it'll be a good movie. Like, they spent up some time explaining how she has the power to see the future. And Ezekiel does as well. Here's him in his Spider-Man costume, which he never had in the comics. Like, he won't, I can't see him being the bad guy in this. It feels like a bait and switch. If anybody's going to be the bad guy, it's probably Moreland. But this is just, it's just unnecessary. You don't need to do this. Like, you can have, why don't you have Sony and Marvel Spider-Man movies? That makes more financial sense than doing this. But I just don't see the need for this. Or is this why? This will be Sony's first comic book adaptation that features a leading woman. Oh, wow. Stunning. Brave. Amazing. Exactly what I want to see a movie for. Not the plot, but because it has its first Spider-Man spinoff leading lady. Is that the only reason they do this? What makes me think this is going to be cringe is this picture right here of this woman who is not, I don't think that that's the Jessica or the Julia Carpenter character. In the trailer, and I can't find the exact spot, there is a moment where there's multiple spider-looking women. This is like the Marvels, the Sony's answer to the Marvels is what this is. This is Ezekiel Sims. This is the guy that is apparently the villain in the movie, except Ezekiel's not really a bad guy, is the thing. So I'm not sure what's going on there with this. This is why I think Moreland is going to show up in this movie. But what a waste to use that character in this and not against Spider-Man. You could do a straight-up Spider-Verse movie that would make $1 billion. And that's who you have. That's when you have Moreland as the villain. You could do a live-action Spider-Verse movie and make $1 billion by bringing back Toby and Andrew and Tom, and you bring in some new people. So you can have a bunch of Spider-Man characters, and you have them fight Moreland, and there you go. That would actually work. Not this. This is like Spider-Verse light. The Spider-Verse that nobody wants. So have fun with this, Sony. I'm sure it's going to be a massive hit. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Breaking records. And by that I mean low box office records. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.